of like it will expect three things in a single person. If it is going to hire a student, it will expect three things. So first thing is coders, as you all people know. Second thing is leaders, and third thing is professionals. Our plan for Ignite is we are planning to develop these three personalities in the students who are attending to these sessions. So let's see how we can do those things. First thing, coming to coders, the main thing to become coders is to learn something. Like you need to learn some technologies, you need to learn good programming languages, lot of things you need to learn. But to learn, before learning, you need to have a proper idea or guidance where to start and how to start. So here we will be having two type of sessions. One will be offline sessions and one will be online sessions. In offline sessions, every offline session we will cover two topics. One will be major topic and another will be variable topic. So this major topic, it will be some kind of big thing. It will be continued for some number of weeks. It may be 3 weeks, 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Like the topics will be like full stack development, cloud computing, AI, cyber security. We will be dividing into multiple domains and going forward with each and everything. And the only thing is, with 4 days per month, we cannot get full teaching, right? So in these 4 days per month which you are going to spend, you will be having a clarity on what is that particular domain, how you should start, and if you got stuck, to whom you should approach. All those things will be covered in those 4 days. And coming to variable topic, that will be a very short topic that may be for 2 weeks, 1 week, probably 1 week. If it is somewhat, it is a medium kind of thing, it will be going to 2 weeks. Like example, now we are going to Git and GitHub, next LinkedIn, resumes, portfolios, interview prep. See, if you guys are in 3rd years and some are in 4th years, right? So portfolios, interview preparations, all these things are very important for you people. And coming to online sessions, even online session will be having 1.5 hours, that is 90 minutes. That 90 minutes is divided into two steps, same as major topic evaluation. So whatever we are discussing this particular session, you will be having some assignments. So you people need to complete those assignments. And after 1 week, when we are having an online session, you will having the evaluation session on that. So evaluation is not necessary to be only evaluation. It will be evaluation, come new topic discussion or continuation of the previous topics. Like every online focus on reinforcement, like what you have learned in this 1 week. So you learned something in this 1 week. Are you clear with that 1 week content? Examples like you need to see, if we give you one task, we will pick one random person and that you need to show your live demos. If you have, I will come to team updates in the next slide. Discussions and assignment exploration, what you need to do for the next week. Coming to variable, again this will be fresh topic, just as how we are using in our offline session. This will be also a fresh topic, like new skills, tools, opportunities and job hunt. Like 3rd year, right? You people are highly eligible students for internships in MNCs. Like MNCs won't take 1st years, it is having some chance of 2nd years. It won't take 4th years for sure. But the only target of MNCs will be 3rd years, because you people having 2 years of learning experience, 1 year availability to work for them. So they will target 3rd year candidates. So this is the phase where you should target on your job hunt, whether it is a paid internship, unpaid internship, whatever it is. You need to have some professional experience. Now, see, our point is to build leaders as well, because simply coding something, it doesn't mean you can do everything, right? So our point is to build leaders, and leadership comes only through responsibilities. If you are not having any responsibilities, you will be not having one fear, right? Okay, I need to do this, I need to handle this. So to bring that leadership responsibility in you guys, what we are planning was, let's say we have this group of people sitting here. Every week we will divide these people into group of 5 members. Okay, every line is a group. This line is one group, this line is one group, every line is a group. So you people will be dividing into 5 members per group in this way of grouping, and for every week that group will be having a leader. That may be team leader, group leader, whatever you call it. This green person is responsible to make sure everyone in that group are completing their assignments, keeping their profiles updated, and giving some task if required. And the next week the groups will be shuffled. The last week groups are not available. These groups will be shuffled, and again new leader will be coming. And this new person will be like this group formation, leader selection. This isn't done by us, like it is not done by admins or the students. It is purely a algorithm which will check your status. Have you been leader before or not? If everyone in the group is a leader, who is having least opportunity? In this way of approach, it will be selecting leaders for that particular week. And that leader is responsible to take care of the group, and the group communication will also be completed within our website. So what you people are doing, everything will be covered in a single website now currently what we are using. And coming to professionals, see, you people are in third years, we are passed outs, and we have around 9 months of professional experience. If it is around 3 months, it is going to be 1 year of professional experience. So out of this 9 months, what we faced was, when we directly go into one organization or any job, you will be facing some difficulties in organizational behavior, like how you should communicate with the people, how you should maintain the documents. Everyone has completed at least one RTP, right? Real-time project. Completed RTP? Completed documentation? Array, chele panra? Yes, right? Now, where you have done that RTP documentation? Word files, right? But companies won't accept Word files. They are using advanced technologies. So, how we are going to build professionals means, the things we are going to concentrate on documenting their work, presenting solutions, following standards, some industry standards, deadlines. You need to complete that particular task in the 1 week. We are having that 1 week of time, right? That deadline, and communication. So to enforce this each and everything into your daily usage, you need to submit your task professionally. Like, we will be sharing what website or platform you need to make documentation that is using by our companies currently, and maintain proper documentation, so that when you share that documentation to us admins, we should able to understand what you are going to say. And third thing, organize your work. If we are giving a task for 1 week, don't do it in a messy way. See, everything a company needs is a person who behaves professionally. Like the way he does the document, the way he does the work, the way he communicates with the teammates, all these things are important. And you are asking, Anna, still we are in third year and fourth year, why we need all these things? Because when you go to one company, the value they give to you as a fresher depends on not how you are coding or how you are performing. That depends on how professional you are behaving. That is the only thing companies will see. Because if you work for a company for 3 years, after 3 years you are going to lead a team of people in that company. So they see how professional this person is, how he can handle the work, how he can handle the deadlines, how he can handle the pressure. All these things will be covered, that will be noticed by the company. And coming to deadlines, you will be having 1 week, right? You need to complete your assignment in that 1 week period of time. And your communication between your teammates should be clear. Let's say there is a leader, and this Saturday one session is completed, and you people are going to have one assignment after this session, and that will be available in the website. So team leader is responsible to communicate with the members before 2 days of the deadline, and making sure, okay, everyone in my team has completed the assignments. Now, why? What happen if I won't communicate? What happen if my team doesn't complete? See, ఒక సామెత ఉంటుంది తెలుసా, గుర్రాన్ని నీళ్ళ వరకు తీసుకోతాం కానీ నీళ్ళు ఆపిస్తామని. తెలుసా? తెలియదా? దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే యూ కెన్ ట్రై సమ్ వన్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ బట్ వీ కెనాట్ మేక్ ష్యూర్ హీ కెన్ డూ దట్. Did you got my point? So here only thing that matters is your try. As a leader, have you tried to communicate with your team members? And as I mentioned earlier, these whole communications will be done in our website itself. You need not to take any person's number. See, multiple branches are there, multiple years are there, and that doesn't mean you need to share numbers, you need to share your personal information. No, you can communicate between your teammates within the website itself. You can communicate with them and what you are communicating will be tracked. Like, see, a leader is there, we don't are tinnava no anta website no tinnava panugunnava gadanta maku ganpiyadu, but whether you try to communicate with your team members, that will reflect in our website. Whether a team leader is trying to communicate with the team member, that will reflect on the admin side. So now we have experience points, and these experience points will depend on all these things. A leader is there, his experience points depends on whether he is trying to communicate with team member or not. And a team member is there, his experience point depends on whether he is responding to team leader or not, whether he is completing assignments or not. And we are having new sessions coming in the next 15 days in the website. See, if you open current website, lot of pages are, you can see, coming soon. In next 15 days, the website will be going to be completed in a full-fledged manner. So you are going to see a lot of things included in that particular thing. And what we expect from you. See, as we mentioned earlier, paying 99 doesn't make sure you can attend the session. Paying 99 is an entry fee, but you are not performing or meeting the standards which we are discussing, you will be disqualified. And when you got disqualified, your last payment will be refunded. Are you getting my point? So we need these things from you. You need to be consistent, like attending every session. It may be not possible to have 100% of attendance, but having 10% of attendance is not good, right? Is it good? So we need to maintain some minimum amount of attendance, 75%, 80%. And you need to practice. See, from even if we start our session on 10 a.m., we are having only 2.5 hours. In this 2.5 hours, I cannot make you full stack developers, but I can show you how to become a full stack developer, right? So your point is, after this 2.5 hours, the 1 week which you are going to have till the next session, you need to practice as much as possible, and that practice also will be tracked in the website. So currently we are opening full stack program, right? So in roadmaps you will be having full stack, and whatever you are learning there, you are attending some quizzes, your whole track will be there in the website. So whether you are being consistent, whether you are practicing of the session, everything will be tracked. And complete assignment, it will only help to track your growth. See, now I don't have any competition, I will be a blind cat. I can think I am the top, I am in the top. But when you have competition of these many people, your performance in the assignments, your submissions, all those things will matter. So this will help to track your growth, how well you are completing your assignments, how early you are completing your assignments, everything will be tracked. And asking questions is not a crime. I believe like a lot of people will be having some shy kind of thing, whether I should ask this or not. You may not asking in front of 45 members, but you can ask in personal, right? How many members can daily ask in personal? You can't ask questions, huh? ఒరే మీకు ఒక డౌట్ ఉందిరా, ఇంతమంది ముందర భయం అవుతుంది అడగడానికి, మీరు డైరెక్ట్ పర్సనల్గా అడగడానికి మీకు ఏమైనా భయం అవుతుందా? మరి ఏం చేయలేపండి భయం కాదు. సి, We know this point because since we are also students, so what we have added in our website, we have a doubt booking slot. So today the session is completed. You are having some doubts in this particular session. You can go to website, you can book your slot and you can clear your doubt. For every session there will be 4 slots, 4 or 3 slots. 3 slots you can select the slot which you want and you can connect with the mentor and you can clear your doubts. And you whatever you are doing that need to be public, because as we mentioned in our first free session, the first internship we got from LinkedIn itself. We didn't approach them, we didn't even apply for the internship. He approached us because seeing our activity in the LinkedIn and he got some trust kind of thing. Okay, this person can be useful for me, and he came directly to us and he approached for internship. So whatever you are doing, you need to do that publicly. Your projects, your activities, everything need to be updating in GitHub and LinkedIn. This GitHub and LinkedIn will be a crucial part for you as a students. Now this is what our sessions will go like. Still anyone having any doubts on the session? No doubts? No doubts ante cheyaleppandi. Now you cheppandi, is this like you have seen, see, apart from this nothing more is going to you can gain from this 99 rupees per month. Now a genuine hand raise, are you people thinking this 99 per month is worth for this process? If you are not worth for this process, you can leave now, the payment will be refunded, because we want only students who are interested and who will value the program. Is anyone willing to drop? Point see, we got 266 responses for free session and 95 people joined in the paid session group and 45 members paid the fees. So we don't think everyone will be interested for what the mess I am saying here. So I just want to make sure, I have 45 people here, I just need to make sure everyone came here out of interest, not out of mohamatam alanti daniki rale. Is anyone willing to drop? Good. If you want to drop, you can drop today, tomorrow, after 1 week, after 10 days, after a month, 2 months, 3 months. There is no bond or nothing. If you drop today, your payment will be refunded. If you drop after 15 days, it won't be refunded. If we remove after 15 days, then it will be refunded. Clear with the points? Clear? Is it too hard to raise your hands? Done. ఇందాక లాస్ట్ ఒకరు వచ్చినారు కదా, ఎవరు? స్కాన్ అయిందా? లేదు ఇప్పుడు ఎవరన్నా నేను చేస్తా. కొంచెం సౌండ్
whatever it is, maintain database learning, whatever it is, how many of you come here can learn this particular topic so that I can do a website? How many of you? No one, right? Okay, in this session, we are going to learn about website development and make sure that website development is not a small topic which will be covered in one session. So this will be our major topic where it will be extended for
మీరు వెబ్సైట్ లో గ్రూప్ లో ఒక లింక్ పెట్టండి. అది ఓకే, గ్రూప్ లో జాయిన్ అవ్వలేదా?
So I have seen no one raised for career full stack development, right? So today we are going to discuss about what is full stack development and why it is important for us. And along with that, where we are using. Okay, I'm not going to be a web developer. I'm not going to be a full stack developer, right? Then why should I learn full stack development? Because it is not about writing. Why should I learn? So here we will get to know why it is important and where it is used. Along with the front-end versus back-end. See, full stack development is not will be like it will be not done by only one technology, right? By using front-end we can't be a full stack developer. By using the back-end we can't be full stack developer. Full stack development is a combination of front-end, back-end, database, cloud, whatever. So here we are going to discuss and along with the traditional topics which are HTML and CSS JavaScript. These are the front-end technologies. And next, why they are different. See, HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the traditional concepts. But currently, everyone are using React.js. Anyone of you know React.js? Just can't you want the name? Yeah. Like, is it a front-end technology or back-end technology? Both. Front-end or both? Front-end, Alice. Back-end, both. Okay, but someone are raised their own React, then no one are raising their hand for what it is front-end or back-end. Okay, React is a front-end technology and it is advanced learning or traditional concepts. Why it is introduced? See, we may have questions in our mobile or whatever. Mobile, everyone are using mobile phones, smartphones, and iPhones also, right? And for every set of days, the mobile, like the OS get updated. Every 2 years it will become, right? Why it will come? Because due to some updates, due to some software development, like due to some enhancements. So, because in the previous version there may be some imports, there may be some problems. To eradicate them, we'll be getting the advanced version. In the same way, we are also introduced to clear the problems which are there in our traditional model. And finally, we are getting the first assignment. After the end of this session. And okay, before we are going to learn whatever the concept is, first we need to think. Suppose, see, we need to come to college, right? Before coming to college, we will think, are they in college? And important is that later. I just saw later. Are important is just concept of the other course, the labs, we have in type of course. First we will think and then we will do, right? In the same way, apply the same thing while you are learning. If you are learning something, first you need to think why it is important. Why should we learn it? Suppose everyone are busy with scrolling Instagram after completion of college, right? Scrolling reels is a daily job. Now, everyone scrolling reels are everything. If you think when we open Instagram, what happens? We are seeing the post, we are seeing the reels, and along with that, if we see any reels, in the likes list, we will be having our friends who like it. How can we do that? Anyone of the other and if you thought why it is coming like this, how can I get to see whether I like this post? And also we get suggestions, follow suggestions, post suggestions. Not only Instagram, LinkedIn and also YouTube. Why is it? Anyone of the thought like that? Because this is a chain system. Suppose we open an Instagram account. Login page, we enter the credentials, then immediately we'll see the Instagram. Suppose it is the post, right? I just entered my mail and password. How immediately it should get to my Instagram page? Because nothing like the thing which you are not seeing behind, there are something is going on, right? What is it? We are just seeing the login page. We are not seeing any functionalities what is going on, right?
And then here I saw a reel, and there my friends was like the tree. How can I see the tree? Like how can I see that like count? Any one of you observed and thought like that? Because these things will happen and this works with the help of full stack development. Full stack development is a combination like where we are building some architecture. We can see the front end, and along with that some backend process will be happen and some data will be stored in database. By using all these things we can able to see the things which we are now browsing in our phones. Along with that, see, currently we developed one website, right? Here just we added your subscription status. Everyone got active. How? Is there any chain connection or is there any wire connection between your phone and our laptop? No. Then when I change it in my laptop, how it is reflecting in your phones? It is due to cloud. Everything will be discussed in the coming slides. So we'll be having front end. What we are seeing is a technology which we call front end. The things what we are thinking, any logos or fonts or phones, whatever the thing which we are seeing, that is comes under front end. Coming to back end, the process. Suppose we are clicking a button. Next it will open another page. How it is open? This process is completely handled by back end. Next, database. Database is a crucial thing. See, I am clicking the button and immediately it is response back. How it responds? Because some data is present there, it will cross check, then it will respond to us, right? And coming to cloud and deployment, the thing which I explained now, like I have changed some things in my laptop and it is reflecting in your phones. Because this happens because of the cloud. With the help of cloud, we can change in one system, in the major system, and it will replicates in our connected devices. Coming to how the websites gets works. Suppose I'm a user, I'm browsing something, like suppose I want to see something in my browser and I entered and I got one front end. Suppose we'll see, let's take an example, our CloudVex website. So we have shared the website link in your phone. You have clicked that website, it will open in a browser and you will see the front end part, like landing page, everything you are seeing. Then when you are registering the account, you will be entering your details. After clicking a button like register or create an account, it will send a request to our backend. So the connection between the front end and backend is the process of the request which we are passing. And coming to database, you created an account by using some credentials, right? So how again you need to log in, because the data should be stored somewhere. We can't store in our birwas, in our almaras, right? So we should store somewhere in a cloud-wise or digital-wise. So we should not, like always there should be no manual check. So I am the person, I am the admin, I should not check when you are logging, okay, this person is valid or not, is this person registered or not, right? So these things should be completed automatically. How this will complete? When a user creates an account, they will share some credentials, mail, mobile number, passwords, whatever the thing. And it will send a request to backend, right? And that backend will store the data, whatever the mail, password, whatever user given, that data will be stored in our database. And what database will do? When a user requests anything, that database will cross-check whether this data is presented in my database or not. If it is present, it will send the response, okay, you are there in my data, okay, I am able to log in you. So then we will able to log in to the page, whatever it is, right? See, suppose when you are creating an Instagram account, first you will create an account when you don't have an account, right? After creating an account, you may be log in multiple devices. When you are not having your phone, you can able to log in with the help of your friend's phone by entering just your credentials, mail and password. How this works? Because a user when creates, the data will be stored in database. By cross-checking all this data, the response will be there. If there is no data, okay, no user present, like you are not registered, like we'll get the error message, right? Now coming to where this full stack is used. See, currently I want to be an AI engineer. So I want to develop some chatbots. I don't want full stack. Why should I learn full stack when I want to develop an AI chatbot, right? So everything will be, what happened? See, ఎవరికైనా బోర్ కొడితే చెప్పండి, సెషన్ కొంచెం సేపు ఆపి will continue, because everyone here are came to learn, right? So whatever the things we are doing, and end of the day we should gain some knowledge, whatever it is. Okay, బోర్ కొట్టిన తర్వాత మీరు ఎంత విన్నా అది ఎక్కదు మనకి. సో బోర్ కొట్టినప్పుడు కొంచెం ఆగుదాం, ఆయన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం. ఓకే, కంటిన్యూ ఆర్ స్టాప్? Continue. How many members? Pause. Okay. So I want to develop an AI chatbot. So should I want full stack development? Should I need to learn full stack development? Why? Anyone can stand and answer. Hello. అరే ఈ సెషన్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో, నాట్ ఓన్లీ దిస్ సెషన్, వాట్ ఎవర్ ద సెషన్స్ వీఆర్ కండక్టింగ్, ఇట్ షుడ్ బి కంప్లీట్లీ ఇంటరాక్టివ్. ఇఫ్ ఐ ఆస్క్ ఏ క్వశ్చన్, దెర్ షుడ్ బి అన్ ఆన్సర్ ఫ్రమ్ యూ. ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు డెవలప్ an AI chatbot. Do I need full stack development? Is it mandatory to learn full stack development? Yes. Okay, why? Anyone can stand and answer. కూర్చొనే చెప్పొచ్చు, కానీ ఒక్కరు ఆన్సర్. ఇప్పుడు అందరు బలబల అని అంటే మాకు ఏమి వినిపిస్తుంది, చెప్పి ఏమర్థమవుతుంది చెప్పండి. సో ఒక్కరు కూర్చొనే చెప్పండి, నో ప్రాబ్లం.
చాట్బోట్స్ వాడడానికి లైక్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ సర్చ్ చేయడానికి మనకు ఒక పేజ్ విజువల్ ఉంటుంది. సర్చ్ చేయడానికి ఒక బార్ సర్చ్ బార్ కావాలి, మన ప్రొఫైల్ చూసుకోవడానికి లైక్ లాగౌట్ కావాలి. బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ అంటే మనం సర్చ్ చేసింది బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ లో వేరే వెబ్సైట్స్ లో చెక్ చేసుకుని మనకి రిఫర్ చేస్తారు.
ఓకే, అర్థమైందా తను చెప్పింది? ఓకే, ఇంకేమైనా ఆన్సర్స్? సో తనేమంటుండంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనం చాట్బాట్ డెవలప్ చేసినాం. అరే అందరికి తెలుగు వచ్చా? ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీవన్ హూ డోంట్ నో తెలుగు? ఓకే, సో షీ ఈజ్ నాట్ కేమ్. సో వాట్ హీ ఈస్ సేయింగ్ ఈజ్, సో ఇఫ్ వి డెవలప్ ఎ చాట్బాట్, రైట్, then he developed the chatbot, he can able to work on how it is works, right? Then how should I know what is going on in, I can't go on his laptop and check everything, right? So to demonstrate, like to show the chatbot what is happening, the search bar, log out, login, whatever the things happening in the chatbot, the other person should able to see. For that we need full stack development. His answer is that. Any other? Anyone?
So chatbot creating this like front end manager. But manually you want to deploy the back end of the APIs and so that
Full stack development. Okay, so like most of the answers were correct. The thing is, suppose I'm an AI engineer, I want to develop a chatbot, right? Then I have developed the chatbot. Now I want to showcase it to someone. How I can't demonstrate the whole code and everything, right? I should run the terminal things. How many of your AI ML? Okay, I think you started your projects in AI, right? Yeah, you will use NLPs, LLMs and everything to develop an AI chatbot or whatever the thing with the help of AI, right? So when you want to demonstrate or to showcase something what you have done, you can't show them the code, right? You need to specify the things, like it should be attractive. When someone sees the thing, are nice, it should looking good. Okay, these things are presented here. We need to understand, right? Because you are a developer, you know what the things are there. But when I am an user, I don't know what the things are there, right? So to all these things, we need the front end, like back full stack development. And coming to like the things we have, like web development necessarily. So web development, particularly we need the front end, back end, database, the complete full stack development when you want to become a web developer. And coming to artificial intelligence, like if you want to develop any chat GPT or AI assistants, now everyone using chat GPT, right? Is ChatGPT having full stack? Like, is it developed using full stack? Yes, because we are seeing the front end part, right? We are giving the questions and it is response back and loading symbols, loading icons and everything, right? And coming to back end also. See, when we ask a question, it will store the questions. And after few days, if we ask the same question, like if we ask a question regarding to the previous question, it will respond back based on the previous question, right? How it will respond? Based on the previous question, because it is storing. Where it is storing? In its database. And coming to machine learning. See, in machine learning, we'll be having predictions, right? Previously, we'll be having predictions by using the graphs and everything, manual predictions. But when this AI is evolved, all the prediction system is developing with the help of machine learning, right? So when I'm developing a prediction system, I can know how it is predicting. The numbers, it will be more like 0.0000, so much, right? But when a user sees it, he can't, it is not good to read the complete 0.00, right? So if the prediction should be understandable by a user, it should be allocated, like it should be integrated with a proper front end part. Then only it will be understandable, right? See, ఇప్పుడు మనం ఒక వెబ్సైట్ చూస్తున్నాం. వెబ్సైట్ లో ఏం లేకుండా ఒత్తగా గజిబిజిగా ఏదేదో ఉందనుకో, మనకు అర్థమవుతుందా? అర్థం కాదు. అరే ఏంట్రా ఇది ఇట్లా ఉంది అని అనుకుంటాం. అదే మంచిగా ఫాంట్స్ తోని, మంచి కలర్స్ తోని, మంచి ఫార్మ్స్, మంచి ఐకాన్స్ ఉంటే ఎట్లా మంచిగా అర్థమవుతుంది? ఓకే, ఇన్ కేస్ మనం ఒక బటన్ క్లిక్ చేయాలి అంటే ఈడుకోవాలి, లాగౌట్ చేయాలంటే ఈడుకోవాలి, మనకి క్లియర్ గా చూడగానే అర్థమైపోతుంది. అదే మనకి ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ పార్ట్ ఏది లేదు, చూడగానే అర్థమవుతుందా? సో ఫర్ దట్ వి నీడ్ ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ పార్ట్. అండ్ ఏది కూడా మనకి ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ తో రన్ అవ్వదు. ఇన్ కేస్ మనం ఫ్రంట్ ఎండ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నామంటే ఒక బటన్ క్లిక్ చేసినాక ఎంటైర్ ప్రాసెస్ జరగాలంటే బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ కావాలి. అండ్ కమింగ్ టు డేటా సైన్స్, ఇన్ డేటా సైన్స్ ఆల్సో విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సమ్ అనలిటిక్స్, right? Graphs and pie charts, whatever the thing. For that also we'll be using full stack. And cyber security. How many of you are from cyber security? Okay, you will be developing on like portals, like some hacking things, whatever you are developing. So you need to have some UI, like you need to know where you should enter the things, where should you enter the port numbers and everything, right? So for that also we need the full stack. And coming to banking, healthcare, now everyone are in every sector we are having the full stack. See, if you want to make a payment, we'll be using PhonePe, GPay, Paytm and everything. It is a full stack. And coming to education, all the platforms, like currently we are using Campex in our college. So it is also developed by the full stack. And coming to e-commerce, we'll be familiar with it. Amazon, ఏమన్నా పండగ బర్త్డే వచ్చిందంటే ఖతం, అమెజాన్, ఫ్లిప్కార్ట్, మింత్రా అంతా. సో మీషో. సో whatever the things which you want to develop, definitely it should be included with the full stack. I'm not saying it is mandatory, but if we had a skill on that, it will be good. See, if you know only AI, and a person knows AI plus full stack, who will be get more priority? AI plus full stack. A person know only data science, and a person with data science and full stack. Data science and full stack. So whatever the technology you are learning, whatever the domain which you are in, if you add a full stack thing in your technology, it will add more priority and more accuracy for your selection level, along with the talent, like knowledge which you are learning. And coming to how this coming to why we need to learn full stack. Like as I discussed, whatever the career we are starting, what AI or data science, ML or whatever the things, so we need to have the full stack. Okay, what is the help? Why we need to develop it? See, suppose you developed a AI chatbot, if you integrate it with full stack, it will be under one of your project, right? You can showcase to someone and you can showcase your work to your friends or any, like if you get to select any internship or whatever, they will ask what you have done, explain your project, showcase your project. You can easily showcase. And also you can add them in your portfolios. And also if you have full stack knowledge, you can build your own portfolio. How many of you are having portfolios? 2 members, 3 members, 4. Okay. So rest of no. So if you have a knowledge on, see, not complete knowledge. If we have a basic knowledge, we can able to develop or create our portfolios and deploy our application, and along with that we can work with our teams. And coming to what are the components which includes in full stack. Firstly, we'll be having front end, then we'll be having back end, then database along with the cloud. See, if you know front end part, you will become a front end developer, and you know only back end, you can become a back end developer, and you know only database, you can become a database architect. Okay, in database also there are more opportunities. And if you become a cloud computing related thing, you can become like a cloud architect, cloud computing engineer, whatever the things. So, but if you know all these 4 of things, you can be a full stack. Whatever the opportunities are open in any of the stream, you can go, right? And coming to what is front end. Like currently what we are seeing, what we are interacting with the things in our browser or in our phones, that is comes under front end. Suppose the buttons, images, forms, navigation buttons, and also animations. See, currently I am using this PPT. This is also a front end part, right? I am doing some animations here. So when you open an Amazon, you will be seeing all these things. This comes under front end. But when you click on something, what is that functionality?
అది వేరే పేజ్ కి రీడైరెక్ట్ చేస్తే
ఎలా రీడైరెక్ట్ అవుతుంది? ఆ ప్రాసెస్ దేని వల్ల హ్యాండిల్ అవుతుంది? కనెక్టెడ్ టు బ్యాక్ ఎండ్, రైట్? సో whenever we click on something, the process which is happening in the back end, like in the behind process, it comes under back end. Now the technologies which we are having in our front end. The traditional technologies are HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These are the traditional, like from the first of the front end technology, we are using these 3 things. And advanced of these are React. And coming to what is HTML. You know what is HTML stands for? Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, what it is? Why we will use HTML in a web development? Designing a web page. Okay, what it is? Okay, with the help of HTML, can we add colors? Then what is HTML? Like with the help of, by seeing, you are saying. Okay, structure. See, currently I have a basic code. In HTML, we'll be having a basic code like how we will structure the page. It is like a skeleton of the page. Okay. See, human body kind of first skeleton. Skeleton untene manam emana ఏమంటారు అది మనిషి అనేది కనిపిస్తుంది. ఫస్ట్ స్కెలిటన్ మెయిన్ పాయింట్. స్కెలిటన్ ఉంటే నువ్వు మజిల్ ఎట్లా పెట్టేసినా నీకు అది మనిషి లెక్కనే కనిపిస్తుంది, రైట్? ఇప్పుడు మనకి వెబ్ పేజ్ ఉంది. వెబ్ పేజ్ లో నీకు ఏ బటన్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలి, ఏ బటన్ ఏ పొజిషన్ లో ఉండాలని తెలిస్తేనే కదా మనం దానికి CSS యాడ్ చేసి అట్రాక్టివ్ చేస్తాం. బట్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ స్ట్రక్చర్ ఆఫ్ ద పేజ్, కెన్ వి మేక్ ద పేజ్ ఇంటరాక్టివ్, attractive? Is it will like understandable? No. So HTML is the heart of the web page. To be frank, like to be say in a clearer words, it is the heart of the web page. So I just given a code with the titles, paragraph and a small button. So this is how it looks without any CSS and JavaScript, only the HTML. Is it looking like this? Is it looking good? Okay, is it looking attractive? Can we understand where is a button, what it is? No, right? What if we add CSS? What is CSS stands for? Cascading style sheet. Okay, why it will use to make a web page beautiful, to make it attractive, right? See, we can add colors, fonts, layout of the page and also the spacing for the page, like how to make the space, how much space should be included in a fonts and everything, right? And along with we can make the page responsive. See, everyone using all mobile like devices, right? Same page will look something in our system and it will look in another way in our phone. The size will be different. How it will become? Because of the responsiveness, right? That responsiveness is also happened because of the CSS. Without CSS, the page looks like this. By adding CSS, it is looking like this. Somewhat comparing to previous, it is looking better, right? Now, if we add functionalities, currently I'm having just a button. What happens if I click the button? With the help of CSS, can I click a button? Is it make any changes? No. Then what makes it change? JavaScript. So JavaScript, it will make the page interactive. So firstly we discussed about the skeleton, then the makeup part, then the action part. Now we can click a button. When we click something alert or whatever the thing, some process will be happen, then we'll get a pop-up, then the data get changed. First we have just a join now button. Without JavaScript, if we click on join now, is it change anything? No. But after clicking, like after integrating with JavaScript and when we click on join now, it will change. Some data is changed, right? It is not similar. So with the help of JavaScript, we can make the interactive. Now tell me, only by using HTML can we develop a web page? Only with the help of CSS can we do? Only with the JavaScript? Or HTML plus CSS? HTML plus JavaScript? Yes. Without colors? Okay. Is it look good? Then what makes a web page to look attractive, interactive and understandable? Correct. Now, why React? Already we have HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And we can make the page interactive, responsive, attractive, everything. Then what is the use of React? Why we need to introduce a React? Anyone? Advanced. In what ways it is advanced? Fast response. Okay. Updated version. Okay, in what terms it is updated? Compared to previous? కొంచెం అట్రాక్టివ్ ఉంటుంది. Okay. See, traditional websites like with the help of like the websites which we have developed with the help of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, that will difficult to manage, right? Why it is difficult? Like what are the problems? Because in HTML and CSS, we need to write the code repeatedly. Suppose I want to style a button and I want to use the same styling for another button. For that, I need to write the same code, like same code for another button. It will duplicate the code, right? Like when I need to repeat the code again and again, multiple times. And difficult to maintain. See, if we having lot of code, if we get any bug, if we want to rectify the bug, while maintaining it or while debugging it, it will be difficult or not? Yes or not? If you are having 1,000 lines of code, in around 546 half, you have a bug. Will you decode it immediately or you need to search? We need to search, right? But with the help of React, we don't have that problem. We can easily debug or we can easily maintain the code efficiently. And coming to applications, when it is short applications, small applications, it is okay to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript. But when we are maintaining a huge applications, like suppose I'm creating an application where I'm getting 1,000 or 2,000 users, then it will be difficult for my website when I used HTML and CSS and JavaScript. So React will be a component based. Coming to slow development. If I want to develop a website, first I need to write the structure, HTML. Then I need to move to CSS part. I need to style the structure of the page. Then I need to move the interactive part. So I need to make the functions or make the buttons, whatever the things I have developed, I need to make functional. So all these things I need to do step by step. But in React, everything will be interlinked. All these problems, like whatever the problems we have faced in HTML, CSS and JavaScript, all those problems can be solved with the help of React. Now coming to, like, see, I already mentioned that in one day or in one session we can't be a full stack developer, right? So we are going to in a pathwise. First we need to learn HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Then we are moving with React. Then we are going with Git and GitHub. Then backend, database, cloud, and last you will be getting your first project. So with all these things, you need to learn, like you need to build your first project. Now tell me, in one day, if you learn all this technology, will you able to build your project? No, because you need to understand the things. You need to get the knowledge. You need to get the perfection, right? So firstly, that's why we need to go in a step by step manner, right? డైరెక్ట్లీ ఒకటేసారి మనం 100th స్టెప్ మీద కాలు పెట్టలేము కదా, పెడితే ఏమవుతుంది, జారి పడతాం. సో స్టెప్ బై స్టెప్ వెళ్ళాలి. అండ్ మేబీ కొందరికి ఇన్ కేస్ ఎవరికైనా ఫుల్ స్టాక్ డెవలప్మెంట్ మీద ఐడియా ఉంటే HTML, CSS, JavaScript విల్ బి ఎ బేసిక్ థింగ్, ఐడియా ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి. బట్ ఎవరికైతే లైక్ ఐడియా లేదు, దిస్ విల్ బి ద బేస్. సో HTML, CSS, JavaScript రాకుండా we can't jump into React. So in today's session, we just learn why full stack is needed, what is the use, in what cases we will be using these things, and along with that the intro of the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Later we'll go deep dive for these three technologies. Along with that, after completion, then we'll move to React, then GitHub. GitHub will be the variable concept, like variable session, where we will be discussing in this session itself. And coming to backend, after completing all the front-end technologies, we'll move to backend with a specific technology, and then database, cloud. After finishing all these technologies, we'll be going to develop our first project. Is it okay? Anyone having any doubts? Anything wants to say? Now, what is this? మనం సెషన్ అయిపోయింది, ఒకటి నేర్చుకున్నాం, సరే చిన్నదో పెద్ద నేర్చుకున్నాం. దాని మీద మనకు పర్ఫెక్షన్ రావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, దాన్ని మనం ఒక దగ్గర ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయాలి. సో యువర్ ఫస్ట్ అసైన్మెంట్ ఈజ్ టు చూస్ ఎనీథింగ్, లైక్ ఎనీ వన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్: restaurant, college, portfolio or travel, company or any coffee shop. Choose a thing. It is completely individual. Like as you mentioned, we'll be making a groups, so it will be given by group wise. You can choose, you can discuss in your group, and you should select one thing among them, and you need to develop a web page. All the requirements are navigation, hero section, about these things you need to develop, whether it is small page or multiple pages, you need to develop. And the only condition is you need to develop it with using only HTML, CSS, no backend, no React, okay, only front end part. And you can make the actionable items also. And along with that, okay, we'll be sharing the assignment in your website itself. You will getting by the end of the day. So anyone having any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can raise your hand. And okay, shall we move to next topic? Yes, ఎవరికైనా నిద్ర వస్తే చెప్పండి రా, కొంచెం సేపు బ్రేక్ తీసుకుందాం.
సో అందరికి క్లియర్ ఉందా? అరే ఇంత చెప్పింది పాపం కష్టపడి, ఏం డౌట్స్ లేవా? ఎనీ డౌట్స్? నో డౌట్స్? నో డౌట్స్? మీకు డౌట్ ఉన్నట్టుంది లేదు? సో see, we have discussed lot of things in past 40-50 minutes, so we need to have a break for 5 minutes, right? We will take a break for 5 minutes and we will go to our next session. So how many of you like stories? Stories. Okay. Let's discuss about a small story in just 5 minutes. We will complete that in 5 minutes. I myself, Manikanta, I call myself as a full stack plus AI developer. I can build full stack applications, I can deploy, I can integrate AI to application, I can build AI engines, and I can produce AI models, AI integrations, everything depending on full stack and AI. I can do everything on that. So I myself consider as a full stack plus AI developer. So from when I am thinking myself as a full stack developer means, you have heard about some technologies, right? HTML, CSS and JavaScript. First I learned these three things and I thought myself as a full stack developer. Only learning these three things I consider myself as a full stack developer. But curiosity is a very good thing to have for a student. If you see something which is linked to your domain, you should have a enthusiasm to explore that thing, how this particular thing will work. You should have this enthusiasm. If not, we will complete our 4 years of BTech by scrolling our Instagrams. So what I thought, okay, now I can see my front end web pages. Now how can I connect that to my back end? So I started Python backend. In Python, I used Flask. Flask is a very small framework which is very good for small applications. But I have a very curiosity, what if I want to build a big application. Then I learned Django, my front end, my back end. Now what I am? See, even if I learned HTML, I consider myself as a full stack. So after learning these two things, I consider myself as a full stack developer. After full stack developer, after front end and back end, I had around 10 to 20 files in my code. So I thought, array, 2 times I messed up with my first project. ఒకసారి లాగిన్ పని చేసింది, ఒకసారి పని చేయలేదు. అరే నిన్ననే పని చేసింది రవి అది. Yesterday it was working. I have changed my code, now it's not working. I just got confused. Why this happening? Because I don't have track of my code. If I have my working code properly stored somewhere, I can do experiment on that. If that experiment fails, my previous code is safe, right? I can rework on that. So what I have done, I started to learn Git plus GitHub. Now who I am? Now I was a full stack developer. So now the biggest doubt I got was, when I run my Python backend server, I am seeing my website in localhost 3000. I went to my father. Daddy, I have created a website. I need to show you. Then what I have done, I took his phone. I searched for localhost 3000. Arey, how you are not allowed? It is saying you are not allowed. Why? Arey, I have my application running in my laptop, but I cannot see in my father's phone. Then what is point of making the application? The first application I have built for my father. My father is a government teacher. He need to handle the bona fides of the students from the past 15 years. So I built an application to track that bona fides. But if that bona fides are accessible from my laptop, it is not available on my father's phone. What is point of creating that, right? Now I went to ChatGPT. That time I used ChatGPT very much. Arey, ChatGPT, I created a website, localhost barabar 100% working. My father phone not working. That is my English at that time. My father phone not working, my phone working. What to do, what not to do. Then it is saying, Arey, Howle, your Howla, not website. Only the website in your laptop can be accessible by you, but if you want your website to be accessible by others, you need to deploy the website. Till here, this comes under what? Development. Now, at that time, I heard a word called deployment. Now I got a doubt. How to deploy? I don't know deployment knowledge. I explored ChatGPT, what to deploy, how to deploy, where to deploy. It suggested me very good things, Vercel, Render, Netlify. But the only thing I got in my point, anyone used Vercel, Render, Netlify? These three things are cloud hosting platforms where we can deploy our website. But the problem is you cannot control your website from your end. Vercel, Netlify, Render, those people will control. But see, now we are having our own company only because we don't want to work under someone else. At the same time, in the second year, third year also, I got a doubt. Alright, who is that person to handle my website? I need to handle my website. I asked this for ChatGPT. It suggested, okay, you think yourself as a full stack developer, right? Then go and explore AWS. Now who I am mixing all these things? Full stack developer. So we have conducted Code Mania Hackathon on 30 April 2025. So we have built a website for this. It took us around 25 days. So I see, to be honest, when I built my first project, when it said the name AWS, I quit. I don't want to take that much of stress to my mind. I quitted at that point because my father is not going to pay money if I deploy. His school is not going to pay me something. So I quit at that point. But for this hackathon, I need to deploy my website. Because 120 students need to use my website, they need to register, they need to attend hackathon, they need to submit the hackathon, everything need to be done with my website. So then I explored what is this AWS. And Code Mania, before that we have Power Pitch. That is also one program we conducted for Department of Cybersecurity. Further, we have conducted 5 sessions, and I'm a very impatient person. For first 3 sessions, I have to attendance using sheets. We will take a printout, students will write on that. At 4th session, I got messed up. We sat for 3 days, 3 day and nights. We created a website, and the first point is only in my phone, my laptop it is working. Then if I ask ChatGPT what it said, okay, connect to your Wi-Fi, make your phone connected to the same Wi-Fi, then you can use your website in your mobile phone. That is the knowledge that is sufficient for my Power Pitch. What we have done, we have created 4 phones, we have logged into 4 phones into same Wi-Fi. My laptop also same Wi-Fi. It is on a single server. My application ran on 5 devices. But Code Mania 120 applications, right? So for Code Mania, we sat on AWS thing. And if you believe, to develop this application, it took 25 days, and to deploy that application into AWS, it took us around 7 days. Do you know how much time it will take to deploy in Render or Vercel? 1 minute. Because Vercel is handling behalf of you. But if I am going to handle by myself, that first took me 7 days of effort to deploy my first website. I messed up with that website, but hackathon was a successful event. Everyone used the website. It is not broken at any point. That is a fully working website we created for a hackathon in Sri Hindu College. So after AWS, now I know how to use AWS, right? For first project, it took me 7 days. After that, what happened? Like, I tried multiple projects. I have launched our own product called Prompt Props. For deploying Prompt Prop, it took me 3 days. then you will be having one, Are how like you take 7 days, but you didn't learn anything. Again, you took 3 days. That is my mistake. I usually, can you see my handwriting, how clean it is? If I write or note something in my book, I can't understand after 2 or 3 days. So when I understood this point, I stopped writing something in my book. But I will suggest everyone to write something in book, because that will be helpful if your handwriting is good. If it is like my handwriting, you won't understand your notes itself. So, since I don't have a proper documentation on how to deploy on AWS, it took me 3 days for my second website. Is it a good practice? No. You have done one thing by keeping effort for 7 days, and again you took 3 days. That is not at all good. Now, when I come to my third project, I am able to deploy my application in 2 hours. My third project, I deployed my application into AWS in 2 hours. Now I am a full stack developer, because I have front end, back end, cloud, deployment, and I can share my website to someone who can use that. Now I am a full stack developer. This is what I thought before 9 months, before joining into my first company. So you are using your current Ignite website, right? If you know the basics of development, then you will understand how complex the backend of the current website you are using. If you don't have any idea how backend works, you may be simply saying, it is just a QR, it is just a screen I am seeing. That is very simple to think like that. But if you know how to build backends or front ends, then you will understand how hard it is. So comparing to my first 3 websites, this is the website most futuristic website. Like we build this website in a most futuristic way. And to build this website to this extent, we took 3 days. 2 to 3 days. We both sat for 2 to 3 days. We splitted the parts, we developed the things, and we deployed. Now, can anyone guess how much time it took for me to deploy this website? Just a guess. 1 hour? Less than 1 hour? Huh? 1 hour. 1 hour? 45 minutes? 30 minutes? 15 minutes? 10 minutes? 5? 2? I took just 2 minutes to deploy this website. From where? I deployed my first website by working for 7 days, then 3 days, then 2 hours. Now it is Anna, how can you do it 2 minutes? See, we are not fools to trust you. If you take 2 hours for your previous one, how can you take just 2 minutes? In 2 minutes, my laptop even won't start. For some people having a old laptop, my laptop won't even start. See, mine is a Mac, so it will start in 2 minutes, before 2 minutes. How I deployed in 2 minutes? So, when I learn HTML, in my opinion, when I learned backend, when I learned Git and GitHub, when I go to AWS, when I deployed in 7 days, I am a full stack developer, 2 days full stack developer, 2 hours full stack developer. And even when I can deploy my application in 2 minutes, I am a god now. I am a full stack developer. Then what is the difference? What is the difference between a person who can deploy an application within 7 days and a person who can deploy an application within 3 days, a person who can deploy in 2 hours, a person who can deploy in 2 minutes? What is the difference? The role is simple. Full stack developer. What? Consistency and efficiency and
Finding the smart ways.
finding the smart ways and I will ask one thing. Experience. And now tell me one thing. If I don't know AWS, can I deploy? If I don't know backend, can I connect to backend? If I don't know CSS, can I add styling? If I don't know HTML, can I even start a website? Or can I directly jump to AWS? If I directly jump to AWS, you don't understand what is HTML, CSS, backend, connection, development, deployment, server, client, API, domains, IP address. If I directly jump into AWS, I don't know all these things. Then what I will do? I am a Vaishya by my caste. I will open a shop beside my home and I will ask, hey, come on. Don't jump into something without any roadmap. That is what I learned in my 3 years of my development. I can proudly say, since 2023, I am a full stack developer. Since 2025, I am a full stack plus AI developer. And even today, I am a full stack plus AI developer. But the difference between Manikanta in 2023 and 2026, the only difference is the way I do my work. Is it correct? Now I can deploy in 2 minutes. That means I excelled in my thing. I excelled in the domain which I work. So, now tell me one thing. When I am in my second year, I started full stack development. I stopped at development. And when I am in my third year, I went to cyber security. I learned till development and I broke at the development. And when I am in my fourth year, I went to AI. I learned till deployment and I broke at development. What I am then? You don't have anything to say, right? I am nothing at that point. Now I can build, I can deploy, I can serve clients, I can build application for companies. I have my own company. I am a developer in a software company. So now I am something. Getting my point? So why I said this small set but 10 minutes of story, because I am in this place like where I can deploy an application within 2 minutes. I didn't started deploying yesterday. I started deploying applications in 2025 April. On 2025 April, I started deploying. I explored things. I explored the ways to deploy. I explored each and everything, and now I can deploy in 2 minutes. Now you will be having one more doubt. Do everyone required to deploy in 2 minutes? No. I will say a very clear thing. We have AWS, right? I just said about AWS. It will have basically 3 things. Okay? Now, when I deploy my first application, the process will be, I need to create a AWS account. I need to open that account. I need to create an S3, I need to create EC2, I need to create RDS, I need to connect RDS to EC2, I need to connect S3 to EC2. All these things I need to do manually. Okay? That's why it took me 2 hours to develop a website. Now, do you know how when your current website is deployed? You are using ignite.cloudvex.in, right? That is, first deployment was done at yesterday 8:30 p.m. At night 8:30, I have deployed this application without any errors. Now, how in 2 minutes? You are writing your code in HTML, right? HTML, C, Python, Java, anything. So, when I first deployed my application, everything is a manual process. But yesterday, when I deployed our application, I have written blocks of code. One block is for AWS, one block is for S3, one block is for EC2, one block is for RDS. I have written another block which is having code to run all these blocks. I have another command which will run these blocks. When I need to deploy now, I won't open AWS at all. I open my laptop, I will run one command, this whole thing is automated. I don't touch my AWS, I don't touch my AWS account, I don't touch S3, RDS, anything. I just write a code which can make AWS to work, and on a single command, whole application is deployed. Is it somewhat confusing or somewhat inspiring? I feel inspiring. I will say why I have done this thing. And if I say something, you people will exhaust, This process is there, right? Yesterday in the afternoon 12 p.m. I came to know about this process. Yesterday afternoon 12 p.m. I came to know about this process. I explored the process, I written the code, and in 2 minutes I have deployed the application. If I didn't explore this process, how much time it will take me to deploy the application? 2 hours. I explored this process, so it took me 2 minutes. So now, after listening the whole useless story, what do you people think? Learning HTML important? CSS important? JS important? AWS important? Backend important? No. Nothing of this is important. See, if I make a second class student to sit here, I will beat him 2 times, I will give him a laptop, and if I explain him what is full stack development, if I took 10 days, I can make him deploy his application in 2 minutes. Then what is the difference between a person studying engineering and a second class? What is the difference? Cheppanda? That is the silliest reason I have ever heard. The difference is, anyone can do anything, but the only point is consistency, exploring, gaining experience. If you can't do any of these 3 things, you will be stopping somewhere. If I had satisfaction with front end, I wouldn't have started back end. If I have satisfaction with development, I wouldn't have explored AWS. If I am satisfied with 2 hours of deployment time, I wouldn't have ever explored the 2 minutes of deployment process. The only point is, I am not satisfied at any point. I didn't stop exploring at any point. So,
like as you mentioned, we can make the second class student, and what is the difference? As you mentioned, consistent experience and everything. What if we make the second class students also be consistent learning? And what will be the difference?
see, second class is meant to enjoy your life, not to sit in front of laptop, not to take stress to your mind, not to learn AWS, RDS, all those things. That is an example. If I want an example, I can make dog to sit here. I will teach him a human language, and I will teach him C, Python, Java. I have a very good confidence that I can teach anyone anything if they show interest. Okay. So first my point is to raise interest in your minds. If I can't raise interest in your minds, you people won't pay for next month. I cannot teach you for the next month. My point is not the payment. My point is the way I love teaching a lot. So I need to took out interest from you, and I need to make you pay for next month for sure, and I need to make you people learn something in one way or other. I can say real stories, I can say made up stories, love stories, whatever it is. So remember one thing, today when you going out of this hall, You didn't learn full stack, you didn't learn Git GitHub, you didn't learn anything, but you learned only 3 things which are important for your learning: consistency, exploration, experience. These 3 things will make you stand out from a group of people. So, it's 12:15. Our session is about to complete in 15 minutes. I have just 4 slides of Git and GitHub. My intention was to complete these 4 slides of Git and GitHub, and then I thought of having a live demo. But I don't think this is possible today. Like live demo may not be not. For sure, it is not possible. How many of you are okay to connect with me in the evening at 8 o'clock and learn how to connect your Git and GitHub? Our actual point is per month 2 online sessions, per month 2 offline sessions. But our first session wasted some time on registrations and some motivational classes. I just got this idea. If everyone are okay with me to connect at 8 o'clock in the evening, and everyone is okay to learn Git and GitHub, we will create another session for today evening. How many of you are okay with evening sessions? Any timing changes required? చెప్పు ఏం రిక్వైర్డ్? ఓకే, 9. అరే నాకు 9:30కి మీటింగ్ ఉంటుందిరా, నా కంపెనీ మీటింగ్ ఉంటుంది 9:30కి. 9 ఈజ్ 8:30 ఫైన్? అరే టుమారో is Sunday, I forgot. How many of you are available tomorrow? Anytime bro. I am available 24/7. Sunday morning, afternoon, evening, night 12 o'clock I am ready. If you want to learn. అరే నేర్పించడానికి లేని నొప్పి, నేర్చుకునేటువంటి ఏముందా? అరే మీరు ఎప్పుడు ఈ రోజా అయిపోతుంది? మీ 10కి అయిపోతుందా?
8 to 9 ఒకటి తీసుకున్నాను, కంటిన్యూషన్ రేపు ఈవినింగ్ తీసుకున్నాను.
8 కొంతమంది అవైలబుల్ లేరు కదా. 10:30కి నేనే తీసుకుంటాను కదా. యూరో లేదో చెప్పి ఎగ్జిట్ అయితే బొక్క, మనకి ఇది ఇంపార్టెంట్. అరే 10:30 ఈరోజు నైట్ 10:30 నోవా పండుకుంటారు కదా.
మెజారిటీ గర్ల్స్.
ఓకే 8 అదే 10:30 క్లాస్ అంటే మనకు ఇట్లా వస్తుంది నిద్ర. సో 8 is it okay? Then we will be having one online session in the night 8 o'clock. We will be exploring Git and GitHub. But to explore Git and GitHub in the online session, to make sure not to waste our time, shall we spend 10 minutes to understand what is Git and GitHub? Now do you have some energy? Pakka? అరే నా మైక్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ సౌండ్ రావాలరా మీరు. Done. Someone is not interested, it seems. So what is this? Space of? Why Git and GitHub is space of developers? ఒరే ఇందాకనే రా నేను నా కథ మొత్తం చెప్పి ఎంకరేజ్ చేసిన, మళ్ళీ మీరు మాట్లాడితే ఎట్లా? So you have a task for today, this week, right? Like you need to develop a small HTML CSS page for any of the thing your senior said, and you have some requirement for that. So let's say my friends are very good friends. Each and every one of them has completed their assignment, and now as a senior I have a responsibility to check each and every person's code, how they Indra kusan gamna how they written code. So how can I check? One thing, everyone should bring their laptops here I need to come to each and every laptop and I need to check. Or another thing, if you guys are somewhat smart enough, you will copy, see, mostly HTML, CSS. In 2 files, your assignment will be completed. If you are extraordinary performance, it will take 10 files. Hey, Anna, 10 files, it is just 10 files. I will share 10 files to you in WhatsApp. This is one idea. Are Anna, Nikanna storage bokka. You also think of storage, right? So we will zip the files. We will zip this 10 files. I will send a zip file. You open that file and you can explore what I have written. This is what a student will do. This is what I have done in my second year to send my project to my friend. But who I am in my 2023? So now who you people are? As a full stack developers, we won't share files or zip files. We will share GitHub repositories. What is in GitHub repository? What is in Git? We will see now. This is called as a space for developers because whatever the code, the complex code, simple code, AI code, front-end code, back-end code, data code, cyber code, whatever the code it is, we can store each and everything in this Git and GitHub, irrespective of your role, domain, experience, knowledge, use case, technology, whatever you will do, you can store in Git and GitHub. That is why it is called space of developers. A developer can come to Git and GitHub and he can store his code. So now, we will simply understand the difference between Git and GitHub. Okay. As I said, we need to manage our code like professionals. That's why we use Git and GitHub. So what Git is basically is a version control system. So I have said right, when I have developed my very first application, my login page is working. I have done some changes to my code, then login page is not working. What is the solution for this? The solution for this kind of problems is Git, because Git is a version control system. Everyone is using mobile phone. Android? Okay, Apple? So, Android will be having iOS currently 26, 28. I don't remember because I use Mac, iPhone. iPhone it is running around 21 I guess, even I don't remember that as well. You will be seeing software updates, right? Like you will update your phone now, after a few months or days you will get another update. So what are they called? Versions. You will see version number 26.1.1, 2.5, 7.2, all those versions. Why these versions are important? See, let's understand, you are riding a bike, you are learning a bike. You know how to accelerate bike, but when you learn to stop your bike, you forgot about how to accelerate your bike. So after stopping your bike, can you start it again? No, right? If you don't know how to accelerate again, can you make your bike move? No. So here the key point is, if you learn how to accelerate your bike, you need to keep that in your mind. So when you learn how to stop your bike, you should not forget what is accelerating the bike. Now, in the same way, when we write some code, basically code will be divided into modules, a functionality. Let's say login is a functionality for my application. When I implement a login for my application, what I need to do? I need to save this code. Is this clear? So, this is my laptop, okay? I have 4 files. These 4 files combined is responsible for my login. Okay. Now, if I complete my login, what is my first priority? I need to save this code. Okay. How I can save my code? Let's say this name is folder. This folder name is folder. What I can do? I can copy and paste this folder, name it as folder 1. Okay. And I will work on this folder. If something is wrong in this folder, where is my previous code? In folder 1. So if something is broken in folder 2, I can delete this folder, right? And I can again copy paste this folder and name it as folder 1. Am I correct? Am I correct? Are general process, ra? Inlo rana photo editing chestara? Photo editing, video editing చేయరా? కొంతమంది ఉన్నారా ఫోటో ఎడిటింగ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు, నువ్వు ఒక ఫోటో ఎడిట్ చేస్తున్నావు, నీకు ఒక పాయింట్లో అరే నాకు ఈ ఫోటో నచ్చింది అనుకుంటావు, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం దాన్ని, we will save that photo and again we try on editing because further edits ఏమన్నా ఈ ఫోటోని ఖరాబ్ లేకపోతే we will have previous version of the photo. In the same way, when we write some code, we have something working, our main intention is to save this working code. So to save this working code, what we can do? We can store this code in another folder and we can work on the new folder, right? But if you are working on 100 features, how many folders you are going to create? 100 folders. For a single project, you are going to create how many folders? 100 folders. Is this a good practice? No. No. That is why we use Git. So, what is a version control system? Version control system, simply what does it mean? I have folder 1, I have something working in folder 1, I will say my Git, okay, this is working. Then what Git will do? It will create a image of that folder. Like what are the things stored in these files? It will store in itself. Git is a software. In that software itself, it will store the changes. And when you work on the same folder again and you messed up your code is broken, your functionalities are broken, then what you can do? You can say to Git, I am a howler, I messed up with my code, please help me to get back my code. Then what Git will do? I am not howler, I have track of your code, you can get your code back. That is what simply a version control system is. Now, is Git clear? What is version control system? Why version control system? And why we need to use it? Any doubts? Everyone clear? చేయలేపంట నాకు ఎస్ చెప్తే మాకు కన్ఫ్యూజన్ ఉంటుంది. క్వశ్చన్స్ అడుగుదాం మరి ఎస్ అంటే వద్దులేండి, అంత టైం లేదు. నా గిటబ్ ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ తెలుసా లేదా? గూగుల్ ఫోటోస్. Why we use Google Photos? To store our photos. నా మంచి ఫోన్ పగిలిపోయింది, Google Photos will be deleted. I have logged in my Google account to my laptop. Can I access my Google Photos? Then what is this Google Photos? How can you access it from anywhere? How it is not losing the data? Backup? More? Someone said cloud? More answers? Simply, Google Photos works on the concept called cloud. Renting a house. My village is Kalvakurti. When I want to study in this super college for 4 years, I don't have a home here. So I have rented a hostel. I have rented my accommodation in a hostel for 5,000 per month. To stay here, did I buy another home? No, I just rented in a hostel. hostel, right? In the same way, if you want to save your data securely, we will rent cloud. Cloud, what is general meaning of cloud? Can you touch cloud? Can you see cloud? Can you see cloud? Can you use cloud? Who said no? Who said yes? You can use cloud because by using cloud you are getting rain, right? By that we are forming our agricultural lands and we are getting food to eat. The same concept applies in terms of technical. We can use cloud to store. We can see cloud in the format of Google Photos, Microsoft OneDrive, all Apple iCloud, everything. But can you touch cloud? You cannot touch where this data is storing because this data is stored somewhere in data servers, databases, data administrative centers. You cannot touch this cloud, but you can use this cloud. GitHub is the same concept. You have written your code in your laptop. What is Git? Git is bounded to only your laptop. If your laptop is lost, your code is lost. So, to secure your code, you need to have a GitHub account. What is a GitHub? That is a platform just like Google Photos. In Google Photos, we will store our photos, whereas in GitHub, we will store our code. What we call that code? Repositories. Whatever the folder we are having in our laptop, that folder is called as a repository in GitHub. So, this is not that important, I guess. Why everyone uses Git? Because it is industry standard. Wherever you go, wherever the company you go, Git is standard. It is safe backup. If you lose your laptop, if you lose your hand, if you lose your leg, your code is not lost. Your code is safe in GitHub. And team collaboration. This is a very important thing. Any one of you are having friends out of Hyderabad, out of Telangana, out of India, out of Earth, and aliens to connection, I can't say. So most of the people are having connections out of state, right? No. See, for me, my friend is near to me. So when we started a company, we can be in touch frequently and we can share the code, we can share the thoughts, we can share everything. But if I have a friend in New York and me and him wanted to start a company, can he come to India? Can I go to New York? I don't have visa. I can't go, right? So this collaboration is a very crucial concept in the part of development and deployment, because on a single project multiple people will work and those multiple people need to be collaborated, because there is a website, Ignite website. Let's take an example for Ignite website. So when we take an example of Ignite website, you have seen registration. You registered your accounts using OTPs. You logged into your accounts. You have seen your profiles. Okay. You have seen your QR codes. Now you are able to see your recognition letters. Everything are parts, multiple parts. I can't develop every part, right? So she helped me quite a bit to develop mostly half of the application. Now, if she developed half of the application, I developed half of the application, how these two applications needs to be connected? These two things needs to come into a single place, right? We have developer 1, developer 2, piece of code. But this whole piece is a project. If we want our project full-fledged, what we need to have? Collaboration. What does collaboration means? The code written by multiple developers can be seen in a single place. That place is GitHub. Then internship requirement. This is a very important point. As we said, companies won't expect a person who can write a code in Java, hello world, I am Manikanta. They won't expect those things. They expect developers who have knowledge of real-time practices. Git is a very basic practice every company will have. So they will expect minimum knowledge of Git from a student. Then placement requirements, because see, if you build one application, you will be having some value in terms of hiring process. If you build one application in collaboration, you will be having some value. If you build something, if you can deploy something, then it will be having another value. As I said, I have used AWS, right? Now, for my application, I am one collaborator. Srilekha is a collaborator. AWS account is another collaborator, because she and me writing the code, whereas AWS using the code. AWS can use my code only if it is my collaborator. Now, if you can make sure I can deploy my application in AWS, what recruiter will think? Okay, he has knowledge of development, he can connect with Git, he can open AWS, he can deploy the code in AWS. All these points will come in mind of the recruiter. So this Git and GitHub is very basic thing a student should have in their BTech life. I say it should be having from the first year, because when I am in my second year, I started full stack development. I don't know about Git. I faced a lot of problems. But if I know about Git in my first year, my process is very simpler to learn anything. So that is a very basic requirement. Bro, charger is? मैं चार्जर दीजिए, मैं बैठता हूँ. ఇది ఇదైతే So let's see how this Git and GitHub will work. And నిద్ర వస్తుందా? వస్తే చెప్పండి, నాకు నిద్ర చేసే పండుకొని మళ్ళీ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. కాకపోతే ఎక్స్టెండ్ అవుతుంది సెషన్ 132 వరకు అవుతుంది. So this will be our last slide. అరే 38 అవుతుంది, ఒక 5 minutes ఆగి స్టార్ట్ చేద్దామా, కంటిన్యూ చేద్దామా? ఓకే. So we have 4 stages of working for Git and GitHub. Those are very simple. I will just first I will say the names. Try to understand what those names represent in our real life by seeing the images. What is this first one? Working. Can you see what is this? Is this a laptop or not? And what you are having in the laptop? Files. So this is working directory. Second term, staging area. So now what you are seeing here, these are files. Where we are taking these files? Staging area. We will call it as staging area. Then what is this? What are these things? What is this? Camera. What is this? Photos. What this commit will do basically, we have some code in our working directory. We will add these files into staging area. What is staging area? When there are files in staging area, when we do commit, whatever the files we are having in staging area, that will take a photo of that files. It's not a photo, it will store whatever it is there in that particular commit. So every commit message will be having a snapshot of files, the changed files. Let's say I have started a project, I have created 20 files, I have committed. So first commit will have 20 file changes. Second time what I have done, I only worked on login, so only 3 files change. When I commit, the second commit will have only 3 file changes. So what commit will take, whatever the changes in this working directory has been added to staging area, then that will take a snapshot. This is what commit will do. Now the final part is push. The commit will store your data securely in your laptop, but that is in your laptop. To make this code go to GitHub, what you need to do? You need to do push. When we do push, that push will take all the committed changes to your GitHub. Maybe that image is a bit confusing. Let's clearly understand, because our college provided a board for us, right? So we have 4 steps there. In those 4 steps, 3 steps are related to Git. The last step is related to GitHub. So let's say we all are working on a single project called Ignite website. I have given tasks to each and every one of you. You are working individually. So when I give you project, I will give an empty folder or some code. I will give some code, right? So before you are starting working, you will be having, consider these lines as files. These many files you are having. Now, related to your task, maybe this person is working on this file. These 3 files he is working in his own laptop. In his in everyone's laptop, we have all these files. Person 1 working on this 3, person 2 working on this 3, person 3 working on this 2. Like this, everyone is working independently. Now, when everyone completed their task, they need to combine all the code, right? What is the point of giving task to you people? Everyone will complete your task, then I will combine everyone task code. Am I correct? So, to do that, from the existing code or existing files, you will be having a working directory, right? Working directory is your laptop folder. Let's say in your folder you have 20 files, 5 folders. In that folder, subfolders, in lot of, there is a hierarchy. Overall 200 files you are having, you are working on 200 files. So when you are working on only 3 files, what will happen? In your working directory, you will see file changes. That means this is actual code, and regarding your task, you have changed 3 files. Is this clear? Is everyone clear with this step? Working directory is simply whatever the files you are working on currently. It is not representing whole code. It will only represent the only files you worked on. Is it clear? How many of you are clear? How many are having doubt? No doubts, right? Now, what is our point? Hemant worked on a task. He need to submit the task. What he will do? He will have working directory. in this working directory, he has 3 changed files. That is the task he has done. Then what Hemant will do? Staging area, right? What he will do? He will move these things to staging area. That is meant, if we run this command, whatever the changes in working directory, these changes will go to staging area. Now, when you have moved some files from working directory to staging area, you can get back that to working directory. Like let's say let's say I have changed 3 files, I have added to staging area, but I forgot to add something. I can get these files back to working directory, I can change them, and I can again push them to staging area. After pushing to staging area, what will happen? What we will do? Commit, right? This is commit zone. What we will have in commit zone? We will have commit messages. This is one message, this is one. Like this, you have lot of messages. What each message will display? Let's say these 3 files have changed. These 3 files have pushed to staging area. Then this commit will say these 3 files have been changed. After changing these 3 files, again he may change in another 3 files. He have again 3 file changes. He pushed again to staging area and again committed. Now this commit message will have these 3 files. Is this clear? Working directly will have current file changes. Staging area, that is saying, array, we are going to commit these files. So that will be like, okay, I have changed these 3 files and I will be adding the 3 files here and I will be committing the 3 files. Now, when commit, what we will get? Commit message. Every commit message is unique. It will be having a hash. Using that hash, we can access the commit message. After every commit, see, this whole process is very secure in your laptop. You have written some code that comes into working directory, you have added to staging area, then you have committed the files. So now these files are safe in your laptop. To make these files safe in everyone's laptop, what we need to do? We need to push into GitHub. This is that simple to use Git and GitHub. Do you think these 4 steps are very hard to understand? How many are thinking hard? Easy? Medium? Medium. Now, the first step of your success, you have listened to something new and you felt that is medium. So, if you work on this Git and GitHub for 1 month, you will feel that as that is that simple. So, now the last point. Now, this is our main GitHub repository. Okay, we have everyone's code pushed. This is main. This is my laptop. I also pushed something. So, but I need to have everyone's code, right? But where is everyone's code now? Main repository, right? Then what I need to do? What is opposite of push? That's simple. If we want to send our files to GitHub, what we will do? If we want to get files from GitHub to our laptop, that covers 50 to 60% of Git and GitHub. With this basic knowledge, you can create your projects, you can connect to Git GitHub, and you can maintain the track. But at today's 8 o'clock, at today's 8 o'clock session, we will be discussing how to create Git account, how to create GitHub account, and the one more important thing I need to say, GitHub desktop.